there, Aries. Welcome to your October 2023 tarot reading. It's Raina here. Yes, I know it's October 3rd. There would be a time when I would be like, oh no, I can't do this. I was actually thinking of just blowing it off, but I'm going to, I have 3 more signs to do, so I'm going to try to do them today. Because one reason why is I don't want to leave people out, even if I've done the other ones in a more timely manner. So we're in eclipse season officially. And you are directly involved in this because you are, I'm going to pick an additional card, why not? Because, okay, the Chariot. You're directly involved because your opposite sign, Libra, is having a solar eclipse. And so it it opposes you. I mean, we could say theoretically. It depends on the degree of your sun or ascendant. When people ask me, oh man, I heard like the lawn care, and I thought, oh man. Okay, so it's quieted down a little bit. I actually had to stop. But there's going to be a little bit of noise in the background. I apologize. In the position of the heart of the matter, we have the Eight of Swords. So you can think of October, Aries, as a time to really do shadow work, which is about, and it's funny because you are the template of the universal astrological chart, and there are placements in Scorpio. Certainly the sun is going into Scorpio in the month of October, and this is the 8th house and for you, and the 8th house in astrology because you're the template, and that's the area of shadow work. So how this can play out is because I think in relationships, because of this solar eclipse in Libra, this is occurring, this is like a powerful new moon, but it's going to also involve the South Node in Libra, which is the karmic past. So as much of new beginnings as you may think it would be, there's also this sense of closure. And in the 7th house, there are, there's the possibility that it's not relationship oriented, that has to do with some kind of a legal battle. And it's funny because if it is something along those lines, when we talk about battles, Aries is this sign that is dealing with, fighting the good fight in life. And so battles are, you're like the natural warrior. So if you are ending something, even if it's in your favor, it can feel like a bit of a death because now you have to find a new battle. And hopefully that these are constructive things. Remember that saying, pick your battles. And sometimes, though, when people have been doing things like that, it gives them a sense of purpose. So that can be kind of bittersweet as you move on to other things. And with relationships, the same thing. A relationship that may have at one time been very important for you may be coming to a close. And it's like being able to see that these kinds of things happen. Some relationships have a season, and so it's all about being able to recognize when something has run its course. And I'm not saying that everybody who is coupled is going to break up. Of course not. That's silly. This is a general reading. If it resonates, whatever. But the Eight of Swords can really be about this feeling of, oh my gosh, what do I do now? Like feeling this sense of oppression, feeling like your hands are tied. But I was going to say anxiety, and then I thought to myself, no, that's the Nine of Swords. But actually, the Eight of Swords can be anxiety because of these messages these old tapes that are playing. The ninth house might be like generalized anxiety. They're situational things. But the eighth, did I say ninth house? The Nine of Swords. The Eight of Swords can be this idea of what you have kind of absorbed in your life, the messages, the negative, the projections. Really, those messages are projections from other people. That's why I talk about shadow work. And the eighth house, Eight of Swords, eighth house is about shadow work. And really the quote unquote work is really just being able to identify these things, not to be running on automatic. Aries is a big picture, the bigger picture person. Aries is, as all fire signs, I think, tend to be. Aries is also forward thinking and moving. So to actually contemplate something, to reflect on something, is not inherent in the Aries personality. And sometimes you have to in order to learn from past negative situations. And that feeling of being oppressed can simply be someone who has not been really paying attention to how things have been affecting them. So, sorry. Boy, I'm getting so distracted by these people because they won't. Oh my God. What crosses you is the Death card. So the Death card, and in this deck they also mention rebirth, which is nice to know, can mean that you're kind of holding on to something. Maybe it's a relationship or what have you. This could also be related to jobs. And you know that you feel stuck, but you can't quit. You won't quit. And the Death card is refusing to see that something has run its course. And usually, I think Aries people are not like that. You're going to be more likely to feel this way if you have a moon like in Cancer or Taurus, where you're tenacious. And maybe in the case of Cancer, you don't like change and you just want things to keep, you want to keep that status quo going. In the past position, we have the Page of Pentacles, and this can be some kind of news about work. Pentacles are practical matters, and even maybe ideas of starting your own business or the starting of your own business. But perhaps with the Swords card, if you're starting your own business, you may be plagued by doubt. Again, that is not typical for Aries, but you do have Chiron transiting your sign, so that can make you more sensitive, and your woundedness can show up more when you have the conjunction of the transiting Chiron, because it kind of reminds me a little bit of Pluto in the sense the healing comes when we draw those toxins to the surface. And that's what I would say with Eight of Swords too, is that when something is burrowed within yourself, you have to bring it to the surface. You can't expect to heal and leave it lodged inside of you. So how do you draw things up? In medical ways, like even like if somebody consumes a poison, sometimes they take that stuff, I can never pronounce it, ipecac syrup. I remember when I was a kid, and they would say, take this if and it makes you puke. But then there's other ways to draw things to the surface. Detox strategies. And yeah, and you have to, because that poison, obviously impairs you, and that can happen on a psychological level. So the Eight of Swords can be poisonous thoughts. Again, this may not originate from you. This may originate from someone else, like a caregiver, a parent, or other adult that was, close to you, that, like a psychic sponge, you absorbed, their own, what I call their inner filth, that they're flinging on other people. And they also had that. It's just like a chain reaction. They had that with their caregivers. The higher message is the Three of Pentacles. This is a card of the spirit of cooperation. And this is something that Aries people, like if this is a work matter and you feel like you're kind of hamstrung, the the way, even if you like, and that can also be like if you're in a toxic situation with toxic coworkers, because the Three of Pentacles can be your coworkers. Aries people, this is, I don't mean this to sound offensive, but I feel that sometimes Aries people can be uncooperative, and this is because Aries is a cardinal sign, so their rightful place in their mind is the person who is the leader, giving the orders. Having to compromise, having to be a team player isn't natural for you, but it's always a good practice if you are in that particular situation. Sometimes you will see a person who is mad because they're not in charge of things, that they are very difficult. Like it's easier for them to be in a good mood, in a, that kind of thing, if they're getting their needs met and they're in that place that they want to be, because they're very ambitious and all of that. And it's understandable. Some people are more ambitious than others. I think Aries as a sign, as a whole, is a very ambitious sign. But you have to be able to handle, and I would say have the humility to be wherever you are, even if you feel it's unfair and that you're being targeted, because sometimes that might be the case, is if you present yourself as somebody that's cooperative, nobody can hold that against you. If you don't, if you're not cooperative, then they just have more of an excuse or justification for holding you back. Also, the Three of Pentacles can be a card telling you that you have what you need financially. This is a good, or that you are going to attract it because of the situation at hand, even if it's difficult, that it's leading you to that prosperity. And I would say that it is a card of telling you what normal looks like. In a workplace or in a family unit, there should be this sense of harmony and cooperation. If you're in any type of environment where it's kind of like you feel it's dog eat dog, like in a work environment, or you just in a family unit, it feels like people are pitted against each other, there's triangulation, all of this stuff. That's not how it should be. But because Aries has that warrior spirit, it may be natural to conflict may seem like a natural for you. And you might even think, if everything's going smoothly, that life is boring. That's when people have identified with the dysfunctional situation. But it certainly is not. You want as much harmony as possible, but not avoiding conflict when it's necessary, obviously. What's coming in is the Six of Wands. This is that recognition So it really is, you have a couple of good cards here with the Six of Wands and the Chariot. So it may be that you have to go through the fire. I've been using that expression lately, being a fire sign, maybe that I should use it more often. But the Six of Wands is connected to Leo, and it's about receiving recognition for something, meaning that your talents are celebrated. And yeah, it could be like a promotion or something along those lines. Maybe you were worried for no good reason. Um, and also just within yourself, feeling proud of your accomplishments. There may be a Leo person that is participating in all of this, that is on your side, that is supportive. The outcome is the Five of Wands. This is jumping into the fray. This can be, I'm going to read this in a positive way, because this can be that dog eat dog environment and constant conflict, but I'm reading this as, you're stepping up your game, and you are in on the A team. So you're with people that are uh, that really are at the top of their game, and so it brings out the best in you, and that's certainly true for Aries. You're a competitive person, but when you learn that you're really ever only competing with your personal best, then you see it so that you don't see people as adversaries and they could potentially take something away from you, but that you're encouraging each other to be at the top of your own game. And so I picked a clarification card, and yes, it is a positive thing. The Chariot, the victory is at hand, and this is a card of movement. So there may have been something that felt stuck within you that's represented by the Death card, because you didn't necessarily want to move forward, but now in October, it is that perfect time to let yourself unleash yourself. Now now that I am thinking about it, because I was thinking, is there any other? Yeah, I mean, Pluto went back into Capricorn in Pluto retrograded and eventually went back into Capricorn. I can't remember. I think it was in July-ish. And Capricorn is a fellow cardinal sign, and it's your 10th house of career. So that could have brought those issues of power back into your life, but in a very internalized way. And so maybe that's what the Eight of Swords. That's more, Pluto, that's the shadow work. So certainly that could have played into things where you had to look at yourself. Even if you feel like other people have tried to somehow abuse their power as it pertains to you, you say, well, how do I play into it? Even if they start it, does that mean that I have to take it to the next level? Or can I somehow, transcend this? Okay, Aries, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, I'm primarily an astrologer. I do private tarot readings for sure. I actually have package deals that include the tarot. I have standalone tarot readings, but I have a reading that I've been promoting specifically for people that are interested in learning about their chart, and it even includes transits for the upcoming 12 months, depending on what those 12 months are. And it also, I have one that's called my deep dive readings. So that's like 2 full-length readings for special price. And then I have one with the, whatchamacallit, the tarot. And that is called my whole enchilada reading. And by the way, the deep dive reading, the special price is I think $85.85. You got to have those mystical combinations. Uh, I keep saying special price, and I know sometimes that sounds kind of sketched out because it's like, okay, well, what's this special price? Why are you hiding it? Oh, people are so weird about money, so I'm gonna be more transparent. I don't know the price of the whole enchilada. I want to say like $130, but it's like for almost 3 hours. So you do the math on that. In terms of what people charge for individual readings. Um, so anyway, you can find out more information at the link below. I'm at RainaMoonAstrology.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.